Hey, this is Peter from ShadowTrader.net and the Weekly Options Advisory, and today's video is about why NVDA is looking like a buy right here. So the first chart we're going to start on is this hourly. And the first thing you want to be looking at is the fact that it is definitely having trouble going lower, right? That's always your first kind of signal. When a stock gets choppy and it makes some lows, but those lows are either equal or incremental, and it's just not moving lower, that is an important sign. You can see, you can connect these here. The stock has had a lot of difficulty moving below approximately that 126 area, right? Now, beyond that, this price action going down has basically been a trend line break. So the stock has actually lost trend here, but in losing trend, right, you can see your trend line is defined here. And it lost trend, but then was there any follow through to the downside? Not really. There was just that 1 day lower there, which was the lowest day, right? Now, as all of this has been developing, you have to ask yourself, what is it happening, so to speak, against what backdrop? And look at the pattern here in the stock in terms of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then ask yourself what happened on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the market, right? So is this a lower low? I would say no. This is actually, Wednesday is a higher low than Tuesday. Thursday is a higher low than Wednesday, correct? And what was the state of the market during that time? Well, we know that it was the FOMC and the market got killed. And this is Wednesday and this is Thursday with a lower low, and here's Friday with a gap down, even lower low. And what was NVIDIA doing during that time? That tells us a lot, right? Okay, let's move on to even more reasons as to why this is looking pretty good here at the moment. If we go back to this daily of NVDA, right, we can see that we have our moving averages of the 8 and 21, which are the two that we watch most closely. And note that on Friday, NVIDIA closed above the 8. Correct? So that's important. That's notable that you actually made a close above the 8. And again, looking at relative strength, the QQQ rallied above the 8, but failed and closed actually down here below the 21. Now, where does the big, so this is definitely, all this is pointing to long right now. But if you want a little bit of a safer entry, you have to ask yourself, where does the real confirmation come in? Because right now we have a bottoming pattern. But the bigger confirmation, of course, happens when you have a trend line break. And for that, we've circled here and here. And right in here, that's going to be the signal where right around here, let's call it in the high 130s, the downtrend, which started here from this day, is actually going to be broken. That's facts. That's not opinion. That is absolutely happening, right? All of this is really facts and not opinion. So if you're long here, and you do get the confirmation of moving above the line, this is an area where you should probably be adding to your position, right? You should think of this as an add above that level if you're getting long aggressively in this area. Now, what's going to change the tone and make you wrong? Well, it's pretty simple. That's why I've drawn the channel down here, right? And we know that this low is a swing low, and this actually is an important low as well. So if it gets lost, like if we go back to the hourly chart, well, then you know that for now the trade is wrong in terms of being long in this area, right? If any of these lows are taken out, which we know are very equal. However, I would just like to mention in closing that that is essentially what makes a market. I often talk about the interplay between different time frames and how the smaller time frames are just a Russian nesting doll inside the larger time frames. So looking at this specific example, while the shorter term trader might be out right here and be looking at this as say, okay, it was a swing trade for me, I'm wrong, understand that longer term traders will be adding on weakness. They will not see it that way. They will probably be looking at more like the channel down here and saying, okay, well, we're just riding this channel here pretty gently. I would be adding right here. Right, on a loss of that, I would still be looking for a support here to be adding. So just keep that in mind. Like, what is one person's stop out is always another person's area to add more stock. Hey, this is Peter from ShadowTrader.net, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to trade live with me every day in my weekly options advisory, then check out the link in the description below. I wish you good trading, and I'll see you in the room.